I try to like pretend like I don't care, but I genuinely do care. It makes me.
I know you care. I know you care. So.
Why did you say I care?
I wonder why we are making this video.
I think it's the topic. So growing up, Christmas Day, my dad would always bring out the chicken that we're about to kill. And then you call me and my brothers. You say, and then you call us, and then you put the chicken.
Shaman broilers in here be layers.
Boilers are the white fat ones now.
The big ones, okay.
Yes,
the bigger ones.
Yes, you put them on our heads, just live chicken before we kill them, and then you say, I buy you, and then you pray for us, pray for our family, pray for our future partners, pray for our education, what will be in the future. Just pray for everything, and then when he prays, we would now go and kill the chicken, which was always him and the major's job to do.
What does Abaye mean?
Abaye, I actually don't know till today. I should ask him.
You should.
I should ask him. I actually don't know till today. And then, like, when he prays, when the Minyanina goes to kill the chicken with him, I and my mom would be the one in charge of taking out the feathers and actually cooking the chicken.
Feathers,
yeah.
Okay.
And that was actually how it was for the longest of time. As of 2013, 2014, I think around that time was when we started using caterers, or we will order what we want for Christmas, and by 12 in the afternoon they brought the food.
So you outsourced.
Yes, we were outsourcing Christmas cooking. And honestly, I loved it. I really loved that we could outsource it. But I think 2-3 years ago was when it dawned on me that culture of us praying in the morning of Christmas, that culture of us just the scatter, the wuru, the effie, left for me, all those extra things has long gone. Those intangible cultural heritage just casually slipped, and sometimes it bothers me.
I see. So that's an interesting story, I must tell you. It looks like there's a lot to unpack there, but what does intangible cultural heritage mean?
Interesting. So I think I'll start off with what tangible cultural heritage is. I feel like that will help understand what intangible cultural heritage is. So UNESCO will come and then they will say, Olumarok is a tangible cultural heritage. Cultural heritage itself is things that over the years has passed from one generation to the other. That is a culture of a group of people,
like something tied
to their identity. So with tangible cultural heritage, you can have like you don't really use in Ondo now. People in UNESCO will come, they say, "Oh, that's a good one." We have things like festivals, Odun Oba, Odun. What's the one they do in Ife again with water? Oshogbo Festival. Those are tangible cultural heritage because you can see them, but intangible cultural heritages are the ones that you cannot see. Those are the ones that you don't. It talks about, but it's not seen. You can't feel it, so to say, but it is a culture. And over the years, I've wondered. I never really asked you this question, actually, babe. What are like some cultural practices that you practice in your household growing up?
We certainly killed chicken. That was always something to look forward to every Christmas. I grew up in the north as a Yoruba boy. And I'll tell you that I had the privilege of seeing different cultures play out around me. There's the Yoruba culture at home. There's the Hausa culture around me.
So which one did you guys practice?
The Yoruba.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I've seen people tell me that I look Hausa to them, but like I'm from the northern part of the country, Nigeria. But yeah, I'm probably the ecological factor contributes to my physique. So, but from a cultural standpoint, the houses would squat.
Yeah.
They would squat, and they squat to greet someone older than they are. While Yorubas will prostrate, which is typical of Yorubas everywhere you go. The question of whether people prostrate or flat these days, it's a different conversation. Maybe we'll get to that later. But for you, what would you say are some of those traditions or cultural practices that are faded away? That's you are bothered about.
This is so interesting because things that are faded away that bothers me. I can name a million and one, like Isomoloruko. People don't name their kids the way they used to again, like back then. You know how they used to say Ilelawo Kato Somoloruko? These days, they know they look at you.
Ilelawo Kato Somoloruko.
Yes.
We look at the home or the circumstances prevailing at home in that moment of the arrival of the baby to name the baby.
Yes. Okay. Like if you're from Ode, your name will have something like Ode. If you are from
Ode means hunter, by the way.
Yes, if you're from the lineage of kings, your name will have Ade with it. If you're from you get the idea. But now we have Yorubas naming their children Tracy, Stacy, Anastasia.
Drink water.
Yes, Stone. And I'm like, my family, for example, we have Ola in like our names: Olamide, Oladimeji, Eniola, Olatoye, Oyinlola, which means wealth. So every other thing, Olamide being the first child, is my wealth has come. Oladimeji being the second child means my wealth has turned to. Eniola means a person of wealth. So that's how I know they used to name children back then. Even the circumstance of naming children, which is bring sauce, bring honey, bring bitter cola, all those things, I don't think they do it anymore like they would do back then. And it was such an interesting thing to see, because they would say things like, do you understand? They don't do that anymore. Which other thing has faded away with time? Even the way we get married. I know that yes, there's a lot of paparazzi around this, but there's something that I really wish would come back. You see that thing where like a wife goes to Ileoko, on the down, which is they put water on her leg. Like the wives of the family of the husband would pour water on her leg to welcome her into her husband's house. I hardly ever see that happen. As they used to. There's even another one they used to do back then. I know that now there's social media, but back then, I remember when my cousin was getting married, then it was my mom's job to go to the guy's family's house, not to go and meet his family, but to ask the Aradubu, which is the neighbors, tell me about this family. Nobody does those type of investigations again. But the most common one that I feel like has been lost in time is the way we greet, which, to be fair, I'm even guilty of it. And I don't know if it's because I am in the diaspora now, but growing up, I couldn't greet anyone older than me without my my knees touching the ground. It was just something like, but over time now, I kneel a little. It doesn't have to touch the ground, but I just kneel it. And even with me kneeling in itself, people are always mesmerized. People are always like, wow, kunle. But it's just how I grew up. And over time, I've seen it fade away, and it stresses me out.
I see. I would attest to seeing you greeting people with reverence, and that plays out in the way you just try to kneel. You probably won't have both knees touch the ground, but you make that attempt.
Being in Nigeria, especially being Yoruba, there's a big emphasis on greeting your elders. For me personally, if I see an auntie, good morning, ma. If I see a big mommy, good morning, ma. And grandmama, good morning, ma.
So, how does that make you feel, seeing how culture is being eroded?
Honestly, I try to pretend like I don't care, but I genuinely do care. It makes me.
I know you care. I know you care so much.
Why did you say I care?
I wonder why we are making this video.
I think it's the topic. So how does it make me feel? Genuinely speaking, I don't like it. That's the best way to put it. I don't like it. What's that Yoruba that Omotoba Solenu Ofi rag
Akpo Iyakorun.
Yeah, Ofi Akpo Iyakorun. I feel like it is sad for us to lose ourselves in a bit to be more modernized. If anything, culture, if anything, then we should find ways to allow the social media, our new reality work for our culture. Not us throwing it away in a bit to be like a certain kind of people. I don't like it. That's the best way to put it. It doesn't sit well with me. I don't like the fact that people look down on people that are culturally grounded, especially like you see the way people in the city look down on people that maybe have like an Ibadan intonation or yeah, like I don't like it. I feel like and then like those that have I know a girl from my secondary school that had this intonation and she didn't like to talk. Like, just please don't ask any question. Don't say anything because she was so scared of talking. She was so scared of talking because she felt like she had that accent and
strong accent.
Yeah, that strong accent. And I feel like those are like the things we call our identity. Those are our identity. Even the places, the Western world we are looking up to, they have an accent. So why is that when it comes to our own H factor, our own heart, it becomes an issue? So those are the little things that just top of my head bothers me. I feel like it shouldn't be, and I don't like it.
There's certainly the place of making sure that you understand the language and you speak it right. Accents, the way you communicate, your accent may show in there, but it doesn't take away from the need to be excellent at speaking or strive to be excellent at speaking a language. I know for sure that you've supported the tourism industry a lot in Nigeria.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, you did.
I actually tried because I want to see. I just want to see, like, what makes this place what it is.
Yeah, I see that you've visited a good number. You visited a good number of tourist attractions, tourist sites in Nigeria, and you have records of them. You are happy to share your experience and what you saw over there. I know that you write articles about the subject of preserving identities, our identity, and this video, I believe, is also a way to further share your interest and on this subject. So, what do we do about it? We know that there's an issue with preserving our identity. We know that there's been a modernization of some sort of some of these cultural practices, but where do we go from here?
So you know what? That's a very good question. In my own opinion, where do we go from? We start from the now, which means the children that we are giving birth to, they have to be very culturally grounded, very, very culturally grounded. I don't see a reason why a child can know 3 different languages. You're telling me your child speaks French, your child speaks Spanish, your child speaks English, but your child can't speak Yoruba.
Or Igbo.
In fact, Yoruba is very even broad. In Yoruba, we have other languages, like Ondo language. In Ondo State alone, we have about 4 different languages. We have the Kare, we have the Ondo's language, we have the Owo people. The way they speak is very different. So, why? So it has to start with ourselves. We have to start with ourselves. There's no reason why our children shouldn't be able to speak our language fluently. And please miss me with that. She can say a carrot, she can say biscuits, she can say zobo in Yoruba. No, a fluent Yoruba speaking child, there's no reason why we should have kids in our generation, regardless of where we are in the world, and they can't speak their mother's tongue. That's the first thing, in my own opinion. Another thing is documenting it. You see, even this video we are making right now, it's so that our children's children will see it and they will know, oh, okay, this is how we are supposed to greet. Oh, that's another thing. Top of my head, there's this project I really would love to do. I didn't know if I'm supposed to be sharing it, but like there's a project I would really love to do. I don't know when to start it, but it's something top of my head. I would really love to have like an encyclopedia of like maybe Nigerian cultural heritages. Like, so maybe if you're in the diaspora, you know how these days now people check their DNA and they can say, oh, we are 51% Nigerian, kiniko. Now that you know, if you now want to go further and say, okay, so how do I do Yoruba traditional weddings? There should actually be like an encyclopedia where you can maybe even watch it. Like maybe a Netflix now that will just say, okay, Yoruba, another Yoruba, they will have Yoruba traditional wedding, fiam. Yoruba burial rites, fiam. And it shows it. I feel like documenting it is very, very important. The reason why we can still say, oh, Socrates said today, the reason why we can say Aristotle said today is because it was documented. So
absolutely.
So documentation is very, very important. Someone has to write this and someone has to talk about it.
Shout out to Plato for writing Socrates' thoughts, for documenting that.
Yes. So it is very important that we document these things. I already try my best. I have a Medium account where I write my intangible cultural heritage. You could follow me. I'll put a link in the description box. Yeah, I think that's actually what I think, documenting it, and it starts with us ourselves. We need to talk more about this. We need to preach it. We need to have our children live it. And also, there's no reason to start from home, which means don't run away from home. Yes. It's not enough to teach these kids about these things. They also need to experience it themselves. Yes, children should go back home. And I'm talking based off us being in the diaspora. Children need to go back home. Children need to have a feel of what it feels like to be from this place. Let them not just sit in pictures. Let them not just watch videos. Let them go. And the earlier the better. Because if a child did not grow up going for summer in Nigeria, you don't expect the 20-year-old or the 18-year-old or the 21-year-old child to all of a sudden have a sense of belonging. No. So yes, the earlier the better. That's just my own opinion. And as I said earlier on, Amatoba Solenu or what? Period.
How do you say that in English?
A child that doesn't know the road to the house. You have where suffer your head because you don't have direction. They'll just be tossing you around.
Those are very good. Those are good suggestions.
Yeah.
To keep the tradition alive. To close, I would say, yes, we recognize that our traditions and cultural practices are important to preserving our sense of identity. We should also acknowledge that culture and cultural practices evolve with time. The people who defined certain cultures at certain time in history made those definitions based on their prevailing realities at the time. The core of whatever practice that we have now come to know is important. That's what we should be focusing on, making sure that we understand.
Go down flat.